and I'm back. And where I am today, I'm at the Baloney Hunting Lodge in Quebec. And for those of you that missed it last year, we got a really lovely baloney. We bagged one here last year, and it was, yeah, it was good. It was a good hunt, and I've got that link up in the top of the video here. You can go to that if you've missed that video. That's really worth seeing. The elusive Eastern Baloney, and yeah, we got one here right at this lodge here last year. This is in Eastern Quebec, Canada, and I'm here to do a little maintenance today. This deck was built about 7 or 8 years ago, and I put Cetol on it at the time, and it's, you know, it's lasted quite well. It's pressure treated wood, but you can see here this sort of a, this is from, I guess, water laying on it, you know, during the spring and when the melt and everything. So there's a bit of like black mold occurring here. So I'm going to see if I can scrub some of this off today. And then the next time it's dry, I'm going to put a fresh coat of Cetol on this deck. Cetol is like it's an oil-based stain, and the Sickens product used to have it. Now it's changed over as another name for it. They call it Prolux, I think, in Canada. Yeah, you can see there's sort of a black hue to most everything all over, quite a bit in this area. I don't know if it's from water dripping off the trees or what, but sort of a black mold, or I don't know quite what it is. But we're going to see if we can get that off of there. And yeah, that's a great spot. And I snuck in here. I came in from the vehicle here a few minutes ago, and I was trying to be quiet, see, you know, maybe I could sneak up on a baloney, maybe, you know, out sunning themselves or something. But you know, they're hard to see, you know, and so I'm just going to keep an eye out for one anyway. But I'll be spending some time in here later in the fall, and as the leaves start to turn and the air gets crispier, you know, that sort of motivates the baloney to get moving again. So yeah, I might see one. I say I've never actually seen one in the daytime. I've seen their evidence, you know, like their trails, and then when I got one last year was the first time in many years that I got one. So anyway, enough hubbub here. I'm gonna get cleaning on this deck and take you along with me. So I just got some pine sol. I'm going to try that first. And that's just water out of the brook. Let's put a good dose of that in there. And I got an old mop here. Oh, stick in the mop. That's not good. All right, let's just see if that will work on this at all. Well, it smells good, if nothing else. Let's see if we can get that off of there a bit. I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's not really lifting it, is it? I'll tell you something, the pine sol really seemed to work this year to keep the mice out of here. Usually it was a battle with the mice here. And I opened the door a couple weeks ago here, and there wasn't a mouse in there. Not a sign of a mouse. And I really doused around the door and everything last fall with some of this pine sol. Maybe I found the magic bullet for them, you know. Maybe they don't like it enough to stay out of here. What this used to be on this cabin here, there was a little porch here. And back in the day, like this was built in the 50s, 1956 this thing was built. And there used to be a screened in porch, like a screen on the end there and screens down here in line with the roof. And this was just out the lawn, I guess you'd call it, or whatever. This is just outdoors here. There was a door, another door here, and then, but it was pretty small. It was, and then, you know, what happens is the screens get broken and they don't get replaced. And so there was just these big openings here. There was a wall about, you know, waist high. So what I did was, that was getting pretty rotten. The floor in it was pretty rotten. So what I decided to do was just get rid of the wall altogether and then just make a deck. And then you still get the benefit of a bit of a roof, right? You can sit in under it. And but this makes it that much better. Okay. I guess it's on the railing too. I'm gonna have to try it on the railing, but I think I'm gonna rinse this off, and I'm gonna try some maybe just a drop of bleach in some water. A little bit of bleach might bring that off a bit better. I don't want to mix the two chemicals, but yeah. See how it's on there? I don't know, it doesn't really come off like that. I'm gonna try a little drop of bleach here in a minute. Come on inside, I'll give you a tour, show you around. Okay. And there's a rock that holds the door open here. Ah, that's the old place. Built in 1956. Hasn't changed a lot over all those years. Fireplace. And we always leave it with a fire pre-made. All you have to do is strike a match to that and you've got a fire instantly when you come in here. And you know, that's handy in the winter if it's cold. Yeah. No mice this year. I couldn't believe it. Maybe I haven't found them yet, but I haven't seen them in here. I haven't seen them. We left. This is another thing I did last year, was I put pine sol in bottles like this, and I poked holes in the top. So you can really smell the pine sol when you walk in the door here. And I think that was enough to deter them. I got 4 or 5 bottles of that around the cabin. And yeah. I was in here the other day and I just left the screens open. Let the place air a bit. And yeah. An old Brock stove. See here? Yeah. And there's just some basics. I always leave the cupboard doors open so if someone looks in the window they can see it's not like gold in here. No reason to kick the door down to get old, you know, plates and stuff. And some stuff under the sink there. And yeah. There's an old paint by numbers. That's been there forever. That's been there since, I don't know. I always remember that being there. It's been there since the 60s. And there's one bunk in this room. No bathroom in this place, just an outhouse outside. And in here this used to be on the right, this used to be bunks. And then somewhere along the line it just became one bed on either side. And this is like it's got springs under this plywood. And what I do with the mattresses, I just put the mattresses aside. I stand them up like this. Just stand them up, and we found that standing up the mattresses, the mice, if there are any, they don't seem to want to go in them. Might run across them, but it's not as bad as where we've left them down, and they dig in them there. So yeah, that's the old place. That's the old place. I'll be spending some nights in here, and I'll be bringing you along in the next few weeks to a month. And we'll be bringing you in here, and we'll do the whole overnight thing. And then of course there's the baloney hunting, right? This is where it happens. Yeah, I got one right over the hill here last year, and you can look in that video that I made last year. It's right up here, the Eastern Baloney hunt, the elusive Eastern Baloney. And got one right down there. And there we are. Okay, that's good until we come back. It's starting to dry here already a little bit, but you know, I got a little bit of that up, but I don't know. I'm not invested in scrubbing all that out of there because I think it's, you know, some of the black is right in the wood now. But that's okay. The stain will still make it look better. All right, so that's it for now, and there'll be an update on this when I stain it in a few days.